Hello and welcome to Happy Foot Sad Foot, your LAFC gateway drug and the only LAFC podcast with a recording schedule determined by Boston Sports and the Tony Awards. I'm Darren Miller.
And I'm going to give you one guess as to who in this conversation is the reason for that. I'm Vince LaRosa. Welcome to our double preview episode of LAFC's next two MLS matches. The first versus Austin FC, Wednesday, June 19th at 5:30 p.m. at Q2 Stadium in Austin, Texas. That is available for free on Apple TV. And then LAFC will face the San Jose Earthquakes on Saturday, June 22nd at 7:30 p.m. at BMO Stadium. You can watch that one on MLS Season Pass on Apple TV+. That's a plug. They're not so much free anymore, huh, Darren?
What, Apple TV Plus?
Yeah, they're like, you know what, we've cut the price in half, and now can you just pay for it? Could you just pay a little?
They'll give us a little bit as a treat.
Yes. Well, what will be free? See that? Do you see that segue? Back on script.
What a fucking segue.
What will be free is myself, Darren, and possibly Travis. We'll be live streaming our post-game call-in show 10 minutes after the final whistle of both matches at youtube.com/@happyfootsadfoot.
On today's show, we will play a game to find out if Austin has really kept itself weird or not, and we'll cold read the storylines Travis sent us from across the country. Wow, technology is incredible. And of course, we'll make some bets for the week, but first, it's already a no days off LAFC weekend as we record this on Sunday night, so let's slow down for a second and do some listener mandated banter. Vince, it's Sunday, as we mentioned. Jam-packed weekend. Great LAFC win yesterday. We're back at it today. You've lived a full life since then still, somehow.
Some would say I had the weekend of a not soon-to-be 40-year-old. I lived my late 20s.
Yeah, you really did.
Had one of those weekends. I mean, sometimes I would get at it in the early 30s. But I'll tell you what, since 36 or 37, not many weekends. 1930s? Yeah, exactly. Which, oddly enough, that was a running joke when I used to work at LAFC because I was one of the older people in the department. They're like, yeah, so we're going to go to this. Did you know the Da Vinci thing's been going on at the California Science Center? Vince, what was he like? And I would just roll with it.
That's really funny.
I actually kind of dug it because I was like, look, in a lot of ways, I get it. I'm the old guy, but I'm kind of honored that you think that maybe I knew Leonardo da Vinci. I was nerd enough to be like, let me tell you about that guy.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, big Italian.
Yeah, big Italian celeb, helicopter, lady barely smiling. That's all you need to know, man.
There's a lot more from what I hear.
I know. Supposedly they have whole exhibits to it. I couldn't be bothered to go to something like that because I already know the guy.
Right. This is just a guy you got beers with.
Yeah, just a friend of mine. A guy could have easily had a weekend out like I did this past weekend, where I literally jumped off our LAFC show, went to
2 for 2 on segues, by the way.
Yeah, went to a I don't know, something my brain must be on today. Something that literally I'm gonna say was like once in a lifetime.
Oh yeah, if people were wondering why Vince had to go abruptly from the live post game, this is why.
Yeah, we already knew Travis was only going to be on for maybe a minute. Actually, the 5 minutes we got was 5 times more time than we thought we'd have with Travis. But you were very kind in being like, yo, go see that show. It's awesome. And it was. It's a band called Witch.
So what was it?
It's a band called Witch. And Witch stands for We Intend to Cause Havoc. But the bigger
Oh my God, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty much the coolest fucking name ever in the history of bands. But to be even cooler, it's these dudes from Zambia that did psych rock in the 70s. So it's like a mix of like reggae, dub, psych rock, rock, just like 70, they were into Hendrix and just like everyone else around the entire world was. They knew who the Beatles were. And like they have this international band. They have amazing backing singers. And it was a party. It was outside. It was outdoors in Long Beach. And it was a beautiful day. So it was very cool at this place called Bamboo Club that doesn't normally do outdoor shows, but they set up a really cool stage and did a really cool job. Not a plug, but if Bamboo does want to invite me to come for free for the rest of their summer series, I would love to do it. But no, it was honestly everything. Like you go into it being like, I mean, these guys are in their 70s. Like there's no chance they're from Zambia.
No way.
Yeah. You're like, there's no chance that, I'll probably see them again. Just the odds are I'm not going to see these guys ever again. So you hope it's good. And they're everything you wanted them to be. Like they were funny.
Wow.
They were sharp. They were good. And dude, they move, man. Like I know you look at me, Darren, you think not much of a dancer, but I got out there. I was dancing. And I couldn't help
Nice.
it because the music was so good. Honestly, it was one of the best nights I've had in a long time. And Cody and I had an awesome time. So that was rad. But that went late.
Wow.
And then I was up doing something similar to what you were doing. I had Father's Day in the morning. So I was
Hmm.
a little bit sluggish
That's an
at
appointment.
my Father's Day breakfast. But how did
Hmm.
your Father's Day breakfast go?
Oh, thank you for asking. Also sluggish. I think when you have three little kids, a lot of the times you are hungover in the morning without having drank anything the night before.
Fair.
There's just that feeling. We all just kind of like go through a cycle of like someone's sick at all times at one point. So yeah, my mother-in-law was in town through the morning and was awesome and hung on to the kids at home while we went out to get to breakfast. I also got to sleep in, which was a huge
Ooh.
the grandest Father's Day gift of all is being able to sleep in when you have kids that are usually your 6 a.m. alarm clock. So then we, like you, pretended like we were much younger at breakfast and then came home and faced reality
As you
and
do.
had a normal Sunday. Yes.
Went right back, and then went right back to work.
Back to the
Right back in,
grind.
yeah, right back into the mine. Just get back to building those kids. Let's go.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
That's why you leave it to the pros. I think that's what we learned.
Yeah.
That's the valuable
Exactly.
lesson because I am gassed. I'm going to sleep
We
very
both
well tonight.
tried this weekend. And
Yeah.
yeah. Well, maybe it's time to start the show leading into a week of more soccer.
Lots of, not just a week, like a month. We're going to talk about it, I'm
That's
sure. But
true.
oh my God.
Okay.
Oh my God. There's going to be so much soccer in the next like 21 to 30 days.
Oh, yeah. Are we expanding beyond MLS now when we're talking about this? Because
Yeah.
if we
Yeah.
are, that's
You
very
know,
true.
you know where I'm going. It's
Yeah.
wall to wall soccer. Honestly,
Wall to
turn on the
wall.
TV and there will be live soccer on TV for like the next month.
Love it. That's good. That's a good thing. Let's do it. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, as the more casual LAFC fan on the show, I keep up with every match, but I'm not ready to throw my entire rest of my life away so I can dedicate all my time and energy to the club. Yet. So sometimes I miss out on deeper understanding of what's going on the pitch, and I miss all the stats, roster moves, rumors, and tweets off the pitch. Normally, my friend Travis, the human LAFC crazy wall, wakes up and unplugs himself from his LAFC obsession machine. This time, think not so much Clockwork Orange, not quite The Matrix, more like the precogs in Minority Report, and catches me up on the most important storylines beneath the surface of each week's matches so we can all enjoy them so much more. But Travis couldn't be here today, so he wrote the storylines for me to read cold to Vince so he can make me say things I'll regret saying in a terrifying version of a segment we call Storylines. The document is called Darren, do not read until the show records. And then the next line says, stop here.
Wow.
So,
He put so many fail
does not
safes in.
trust me.
Wow.
The following is written by Travis for Darren to read to Vince because Darren asked to move the recording time from a time we could all make to a time Travis could not because Darren wanted to watch the Boston Celtics lose Game 5 to the Dallas Mavericks, another team we all hate, but one that is slightly more tolerable than the Boston Celtics. Sure, yes, that is true, but also then we just moved it to the only other day we could do it, and he happens to be at the Tony Awards. So
I was about to say, but the thing is, Darren, and this goes for myself included, neither of us are at the Tonys having been a producer on an award-nominated play.
Right. Yeah,
So in a
he gets a
lot of
pass, I
ways,
guess.
this is a good flex for him, and we're just flexing even harder for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. The next thing he wrote is me saying, "This is me, Darren, talking, not Travis writing." So fuck you. I'm not doing this. This is me, Darren, talking, not Travis writing. And I just want to say, my love for Boston is a mental illness. I wish I could stop myself from feeling such love for a toxic and disgusting and ugly racist place. But I sometimes wonder if my brain is even capable of breaking free from the chains of my past. Maybe you guys should see the bullet point structure on this that he wrote, but this is well formatted. Maybe I'm toxic and racist. What?
There's diagrams too.
Yeah, there's a whole. Hey, the human LAFC crazy wall doesn't fuck around.
He's nothing but meticulous.
Yeah, maybe I'm toxic and racist too deep down, and I just need to admit it. Thank you for that sub bullet, Travis. I hope you forgive me for holding such hatred in my heart. I know Boston sucks. I know. I agree Boston sucks. And yet my soul cannot untether from the poisonous grip it has on my heart. This is getting excessive. Okay, back to what Travis
storylines,
wrote.
are there?
Yeah, seriously. Here are the storylines by Travis, performed by Darren. Vince, Vince, me, me.
No.
Okay,
No.
I'll give him that one. That was good.
That was strong.
LAFC plays 2 games this week, and if you ask me, they are more important than any of those stupid Euro games you care so much about, Vince. Oh, first
Oh, he
shot
didn't even
fired.
know I was gonna wear an
You're
Italy
wearing an Italy
jersey.
jersey.
Wow, he's so on. These are on. Maybe we should do the show like this all the time.
I know. If you like Italy so much, why don't you move there and eat spaghetti every day, you fucking pasta mouth?
Oh, I fucking would if I could, guy.
Yeah, Vince, I know pasta mouth is a slur, but I'm from Boston and saying slurs is the thing every Bostonian is most proud of. Jesus Christ. Pasta mouth, pasta mouth, pasta mouth. Get over it, you woke Italians. There's no group of people more woke than the Italians.
Yeah, I mean,
I don't know. I don't know. Okay, so there's a lot of soccer happening right now, but it's important to remember that most important storyline in the soccer world is happening right here in MLS, and it's this. Is this the week LAFC finally jumps into first place in the West? Coming off an absolutely stolen win in Orlando, LAFC has a chance to jump first place RSL and take their spot on the top of the table. We are currently on a 10-game winning streak across all competitions. 10, damn. And in MLS play since April 1st, we have 9 wins, 2 ties, and 0 losses. That's 2.5 months of absolute domination, not even including our Open Cup victories. After Saturday's matches, the table currently stands as RSL with 34 points in 18 matches, LAFC with 33 points in 17 matches, followed by Carson with 31 points in 18 matches, and Minnesota with 29 points in 17 matches. It should also be said that LAFC is officially in the Supporters' Shield race, despite the worst start in team history. We are only 5 points back against a Miami team that has played 2 extra games than us. Cincinnati has played the same number of games as us and is 3 points ahead of us at 36 to our 33. This math is breaking my brain.
it's a
Travis is
lot.
better
He
at this
did a
than
lot
I
of
am.
numbers there.
But to jump into first place in the West this week, we need to win, and LAFC faces a last place San Jose team at home on Saturday and a middling Austin team away on Wednesday. Chicho and Salt Lake play a second to last place Kansas City in Kansas City and a third place Carson Galaxy in Utah. Vince, how do you feel about our chances to leapfrog RSL this week?
Ooh, that is the question, right? Like for once, Travis really got. It took him a while. He was a little long-winded there, but he got right finally to it, and that
Yeah.
is the question. You know what? I tend to think. Look, this just kind of depends on how you feel about LAFC and what kind of credit they've gotten to now. Because I don't think, no matter what happens this week, I don't think it's going to absolutely like define what LAFC does in terms of supporter shield, playoffs, winning trophies. However, if they do go through this week after the way they played in Orlando in a game where like they didn't play that well, but they just gutted it out and showed how individually brilliant they can be and how big players can step up in big moments. I think if LAFC is able to then take that and go, we feel pretty good. We like winning, which Steve Cherundolo said after the game, like winning is contagious. You want to keep winning even when you're not playing well. We want to keep going. But if they still have the wherewithal, and I think Steve kind of alluded to this, he was like, we're not happy though. So I think if LAFC really wants to demonstrate that they are one, an elite team, but two, aware that they are still building to something, then they absolutely need to show well in both these games this week. Because generally, I think a lot of teams would say, we went all the way to Orlando, we probably didn't play well. Look, if we go midweek to Austin with like a huge stretch and 2 games at home where we feel like we can make it up, and then we got to go play the Galaxy of the Rose Bowl, like those are the games that matter. So maybe we can take one off. But I think really good teams don't take one off. And I think right now they're saying the right things and saying like, we still don't, we feel good. We're pretty confident, which you want them to keep a little bit of the swagger, but you want them to always in the back of their head have that understanding like we can still be better. And I think they can. Again, I don't think that I think there's a world in which they lose to Austin and they still go on to win the supporter shield. But
Right.
we're all going to feel a lot better if they win this game and really show us like, wow, we can do things that the special teams in this league do, because we think that maybe Miami and Cincinnati are also special teams and they're not going to take games like this off. So that I think that's where you look at this and say this is a pivotal moment of the season.
Yeah, it makes sense that like the teams that we are playing this week, to the extent that we have any control in what happens overall, given that we don't have control with what RSL does, these are teams we should be able to beat. So like here's where there's a little bit more, it means a little bit more if you do beat them. Let's see if we show up.
Yeah. And this is where my favorite saying that the old trap game comes in. You know how much I love the old trap game. I still haven't
Yeah.
quite figured it out. A lot of people seem to know what they are. For me, I feel like it just
Right,
anytime you
right.
feel like maybe we should win this game, but maybe we could lose, trap game. I hate
I think
that.
it's more about hedging for when you're like,
Sure.
so you can on one hand be like, there's no way they'll lose this game. They shouldn't lose this game.
Right.
Okay, but just in case I sound like a real idiot,
But
it could
yeah,
be a
and
trap game.
it's funny. The people that I fight with most about trap games are the ones that are like, Vince, whenever we lose a game, you're hedging on whether or not LAFC is good or not. And I'm like, well, the results don't tell the whole story. So, who knows? Who knows who's right? But I guess if ever there
Right.
was like a trap game feeling, fine, I'll
This is
give it
it.
to you. I'll give
Yeah,
this to you, you
yeah.
trap game people.
Trap game
Either this one
freaks.
or the next one, because San Jose is also playing pretty poorly
This week.
Yeah,
Trap week?
Yeah, trap week. Ooh,
Trap week.
wait. I think trap week means something different.
Yeah,
I think
that sounds right.
I think that's a real thing. I think that's actually we're just not.
Like with trap
it's
music?
not. Yeah, it's not for us.
Yeah, that's not for
Or
us.
maybe it is for you. I don't know. You got the big over ear headphones on. For all I know, you could be deep in that.
No, these are for editing a podcast. It's
Okay.
pretty far from trap music. Okay, the next question is for me. Darren, name 6
You're gonna
players
ask and
on
answer.
Yeah, I guess. Darren, name 6 players on Austin or San Jose, and if you can't do it without Vince or the internet's help, you must tell us how big your penis is in length and girth. The listeners will know if you're lying. I've agreed to read what Travis wrote. I did not agree to do whatever it says to do. So I absolutely cannot name 6 players on Austin or San Jose.
Oh no, combined?
Wait, 6 players across both?
Yeah, he
Maybe
said
I
across
can.
both. Can you at least
Okay,
try?
let's see if I can. Yeah. Okay. The problem is I think Austin, I don't know if I can name anyone in Austin.
No, Darren.
Let's see. Can I? Who's on Austin?
I can't give you any help. Can I even give you like hints?
No. Okay.
Although I'm not gonna lie, if you're like saying right now, like I can't name anyone in Austin, there's no hint that I can give you that you're gonna be like, oh, it's Joe Smith. Like,
Yeah.
these guys' names aren't exactly.
I mean, names might just happen to come to me, but
Mm.
I get Austin and Portland confused a lot for some reason.
Oh, they both wear green.
So players that are coming
Different
to mind
shades.
right now, it's like, no, that's Portland.
That's Portland. We have played Portland twice this year. Austin, not at all.
Yeah. So let's start with San Jose.
San Jose. I honestly think we've played San Jose. I probably could name less players on San Jose.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just don't.
Is it Bobasi on San Jose?
Yeah, there you go. That's one.
Okay. I want to say I feel like I should be able to catch the name of the goalkeeper.
For San Jose?
Yeah.
I think that's a tougher one.
Hold on. We were talking about him on the last preview episode.
For the San Jose goalkeeper? No.
Yeah, well, the last time we previewed San Jose.
Oh, sure.
About how poorly he's playing. I can't. It's not going to come to me. Okay, let me move on to, let's see, midfield, San Jose.
I like that you're going off the line, but you completely skip defense. You're like, goalkeeper? No, don't got it. Defense? Not even going to try.
I'm not going to get,
Midfield?
Okay, Q is my number 2. Starting mascot. Who else is on San Jose?
Abobasi.
I don't know. I really can't. Abobasi's all I got. Really?
Yeah. Okay, and then you're still drawing a blank on Austin.
Am I missing like a star player
For San Jose? Look, San Jose has yes.
Oh wait. San Jose. Wait, San Jose does have somebody. Fuck. They also just got somebody too.
Yeah. See, I think I know where your mind's going, but you're not.
I'm not gonna get it. It's just not gonna happen.
Christian
I did
Espinoza.
genuinely try.
Christian Espinoza.
Oh my God, Espinoza.
Who you had in your mind.
Yeah.
And then
Espinoza's who I had in my mind. But
did you know? Did you have the Austin superstar in your head or no?
No, not at all. Definitely couldn't have gotten Austin. Who was it? Who is it?
Sebastian Driussi?
I wouldn't have gotten him. No. I mean, I know who he is, but he would not.
Now that you hear the name, you're like, yeah, I could.
I know who he is, but not like in a vacuum. Like if you say Sebastian Driussi, I'd be like, yeah, I know exactly who you're talking about. And then you say, what team is he on? I'd be like, I have no idea.
Right. And to give you credit on the new San Jose guy, I can't. I'm drawing a blank on his name, but all I know is he's the great nephew of Maradona. So that's what everyone knows. That's what everyone knows. Like, he doesn't have a name for all intents and purposes. He's just grand. Like, I would go by it. I'd live off that legacy. I wouldn't even have.
Of course.
I wouldn't even have a name.
And the goalkeeper, I know, I want to say his last name is like vaguely British or something. Not that he's British, but like his last name, it's got
It sounds
like
very
an
proper.
OUTH sort of thing. There's an
William
OU sort of.
William Yarborough.
Yes.
Yeah, it
See,
sounds
that's
really
vaguely
proper.
British.
Yeah, it sounds really posh.
Yeah.
Like if you told me that Washington
This is where I'm at,
defeated
guys.
William Yarborough in some kind of
Yeah,
Revolutionary War battle, I'd be like, sure.
absolutely. Where I'm at right now with my fandom, once you get outside the bubble of LAFC, I'm like genuinely very proud of myself for how spot on I was about like one of the sounds in one of the last names of one of the players on these teams. That's where I'm at. I thought I did a great job. And no, I'm not gonna yeah, I'm gonna move on
Oh
now.
yeah, that's just gonna be awkward for all of us.
Yeah, this is not gonna help anybody. Hi, this is Travis, and I just want to say, unlike Darren, I think all penises are beautiful, no matter the size or strength. Size or strength. We must lift all each other up because all bodies are beautiful. Okay, back to it. Sorry for Darren's cross body shaming. I don't. I don't even know
Uh,
what kind of body shaming could have been anticipated there.
I don't know. All I know is I don't think a truer statement has ever been uttered by Travis. So like yeah, of course.
Yeah,
Of course that's
yeah.
how that man feels.
Uh, time to pivot elegantly to our second storyline of the match, which is this. Can we mess with Texas? Our midweek match is against Austin. In Austin, a stadium that is not at all an easy place to play. All time against Austin, we've dominated, winning 6 times and losing twice, never achieving a draw. But famously, LAFC struggles in the humidity of Texas, and both of those losses happened in Austin, in a stadium we often struggle in. That said, we last faced Austin back in October of 2023, and we finally beat them at home. Similarly, since our club was founded, we have only beaten Dallas once in Texas and Houston once in Texas as well. We absolutely suck in the Lone Star State. Vince, coming off an impressive steal against a humid Orlando team. The team is humid, not the city. How are you feeling about
They're
Wednesday's
sweaty.
match? Yeah, just a real sweaty team. How are you feeling about Wednesday's match? Are we Texas toast? Laugh uncontrollably at how good of a joke that is.
I'm not giving him that. That felt like a low blow. I was like, we're all ready to answer, and I feel like he just like gave me a little like just punch to the gut.
What do you think, Vince? Are
Texas.
we Texas toast?
That's all I can think about now is Texas Texas toast. Both the actual physical Texas toast and him saying that really bad joke.
Are we Texas toast?
I do, and I think a lot of LAFC fans feel a lot better after that Orlando win, just because of the way they won. They didn't play that well, and they still won. Like that's kind of what you need on the road. I don't think a lot of teams go on the road and just simply dominate. But they're better in moments and they finish their chances, and that's what LAFC did. Like if they continue to play games like that, yeah, I don't think that it'll be the best time for them, and I don't think the coaching staff will be pretty happy for them to play games like they did against Orlando, because in the grand scheme of things, luck will probably not bounce your way in similar ways, and you probably won't come out on top in all those. But again, if you're still being tough to play against, tough to score on, and you are in fact scoring the kind of few chances that you're creating, like you're going to be pretty good in this league. So I'm feeling pretty good. And then couple that with, again, I want to go back to it, Steve Trundle saying like, that's not the way we drew it up, but we got it done. I do want to see my team control games better. And we know, as we've alluded to, the humidity, the weather, like that's how LAFC is going to have to play. They're going to have to try to control games if they want to comprehensively beat a game. Then again, the flip side is, though, if they don't, they still have another way to win. So yeah, I feel pretty good that
Yeah.
like they could kind of mess up and get it over with. I don't want them to continue. I don't want them to do that over and over again, just for my blood pressure and just for my general like confidence in them. Because then we will start to ask other questions. But as of right now, like if they go into Austin and they sit back a little bit and Bwanga and Bogu score like 2 individually brilliant goals, yeah,
Yeah.
man, take it. Like take it to the bank, and just remember that like you can do that when you're having bad games.
I mean, this season, I've found myself feeling a lot better about the team overall after they win playing poorly than when they win at their best.
Yeah, I think that's fair because I think a lot of people, I think myself included, a lot of us are like, what did I miss? Because like, what? Look, I love the game. I think I can explain the game pretty well, and I appreciate when people say like, "Oh man, I learn a lot from you," or "Man, you really know your stuff." But like, in the end of the day, I still only know a fraction of what I think like the professionals really, really know. So if LAFC plays really well, and I'm like, "Hey, they played really well," and everyone's like, "Yeah, they did," I'm like, "Okay, what am I missing?" Like something has to be up. But when they play bad, and we're all like, "They played bad," I'm like, "Yeah, they did play pretty bad, but they still end up winning." I'm like, well, that actually makes me feel
That's good.
like you said, that makes me feel a little bit better. Like in some ways, I'm
Yeah.
like a little more giddy about it because I'm like, look, I know there's going to be games when they dominate, they have enough talent, but I don't always know if they're going to be able to win games ugly. Like that's not a hallmark of
Yeah.
LAFC in its history. It was when they won the cup, but it hasn't always been.
I feel like last season there was a lot of like having to worry about whether their best selves will show up,
Hmm.
and knowing that if they weren't at their best, it was going to be a long shot.
Yeah.
And now it's just like I'm okay with their best not showing up as often if whatever else they show up as is also fine.
Hmm.
Like
I I
obviously
think
once
it's
come playoff time, they're going to need to show up as their best more frequently, but they're starting to do that, and that's like I'm just feeling good about that. I just hate the anxiety of like, are we going to get a team that's capable of doing anything when it's like, oh no, they actually just like have enough in their bag of tricks to like figure it out in a game that's just kind of feels like it's raining and they're playing in the mud when it's not raining, if
mhm.
that makes sense.
Well, I think both our PTSD is warranted because, as you said, that was the MO of last season, and
Yeah.
we ended up with no trophies last season. But the flip side of it is you still have to be pretty confident in a team that, as Travis alluded to in those numbers you reeled off, like they've been brilliant for the past 2 months. Not a lot of teams are going to have the 2 months spell, like not just
But
like
they've also gotten lucky a few times. Like
sure,
they've been
but you're
brilliant
always
when
going
you
to
look
need
at
that.
their record and you're like,
Mhm.
look on paper, it's like, oh my God, they're unstoppable. But part of it is like we've gotten a few breaks coming our way, which we're not used to, honestly. But like we've got a few breaks. And so now on paper,
Sure,
we look completely perfect.
but I
And
will say
if
even
it was just based on like only what we've earned, then like
mhm.
there'd be like one or two losses. Looking and
Sure,
like just looking at a green W and a red L, it's like it doesn't look as good visually, when
yeah,
you're looking at the table. So it
I
just like
think
there's a
you're
big difference there.
Yeah, I think you're always going to need luck. And anytime you go through a spell like this, like when you get past it, you're always going to look back fondly and go like, we must have been really good. But when you really dissect it, there always is a little bit of luck. Even I think when you win like big things, like a lot, this goes for even like winning trophies. Like if we think back to MLS Cup, that was the greatest MLS Cup of all time. One, because we won. Two, because of the rest of the drama and all the goals and the penalty shootouts and the moments. However, if you go to somebody and they're like, we absolutely dominated that game, you'd be like, yeah. But then when you really think about it, you're only
We
saying
stole
yeah
that one
because we
too.
won. Yeah, we stole that one too. And but that's fair because it was two really good teams and it was on a knife's edge. It's
Yeah,
not like
yeah,
it's not a bad thing. Like it was 50-50 going into that game and
100%.
LAFC came out on top. So I think
Yeah,
there is always going to be some luck involved, but again, you kind of look at it and go like, how many other teams are going to be able to put something like this together at any point in the
right.
season? And
Totally.
we are one among them. And if you could do it now, and also I'll add this in the games where they are getting a little bit of luck, and maybe not like the game that they didn't play so bad against, they didn't play very well against Orlando. It still was pretty good. Like Orlando misses a penalty, and that helps us a lot. But when you really look at it, Orlando had one shot on target. One of their 19 shots were on
Crazy.
target. And
19
LAFC,
shots too.
yeah,
Yeah.
LAFC, and that wasn't Hugo Lloris. Like, if that's one on target, that means that your defense, and
Yeah.
they did miss a lot off target, but LAFC blocked 9 shots. So to
Well,
say
missing
this,
off target still means we didn't give them a good enough shot to.
that too,
I mean, maybe there were a few that was like, I can't believe that was off target, but we
yeah.
also like they were getting tricky shots off.
Well, look, at end of the day, that game ended with the same XG, and I don't take a ton from that XG, but parse it out, and people will say, "Well, they had a penalty." Well, LAFC had one too, so it was
Yeah.
2.1 to
Yeah.
2.1. So then you knock down both penalties. They happen to miss theirs. We make ours. Obviously, that's a huge advantage. But now they took a lot more shots, so they're spreading 1.3 of XG across. Because remember, it's the amalgamation of all your shots over
Right.
the rest of the shots, not including that penalty. So those are all low value shots. So you got to say LAFC defended pretty well. And then at times was even had that extra bit of commitment to block a shot and to get in the way of the ball. And would you say that when they were playing poorly earlier in the season that you felt they were putting in that they were able to like sustain that kind of effort defensively? No. And if they can always sustain that kind of effort defensively, even when they don't play their best, they'll still be pretty good in this league. I think that's the bright side of it.
We haven't talked about this in a while, but I think when we were playing poorly earlier in the season, we were talking about how like the ceiling is really high and unfortunately the floor is really low. And that's kind of the big thing they've done in this stretch is they've raised the floor finally.
Yeah.
And it feels like the floor is pretty high now.
100%. Yeah, I think that's exactly
Not
what
to
I'm
jinx
saying.
it.
Is like, no, but I don't think it just look. There's no chance that they're going to go undefeated from here on out, right? That's what we would all love, and so. But I do think that, or could they? Should we leave it, or could they?
Sorry, yeah,
and now they were going to do a segment. No, that would actually be a good way to a good cliffhanger. But no, you got to think that like the way that they got into this stretch, like it's not just going to magically go away, unless I guess the only thing is like super knock on wood, which every team in this league has to deal with is injuries. So as long as they stay, this team stays relatively healthy, which they have weathered some injury problems. Obviously, David Martinez isn't even back yet. Thomas Angel is finally like kind of back to fitness and able to maybe contribute. Then they have some international absences, but like as long as they're pretty much healthy, like I think they're gonna, even when they struggle, they're gonna be able to get things back on track pretty quickly.
All right, back to the script. This next question is for me, Darren. How are you holding up? Are you doing okay? Is there anything we can do to be better friends of yours? I think he means this is for a question that when he says me, he means Travis. So he's saying that's as if I'm asking him that?
Or is Travis asking you that? Or is Travis trying to say we're bad?
Is Travis being nice and saying, how am I holding up? I don't think that's possible. I think he's making me ask him how he's holding up. If he's doing okay, is there anything you and I can do to be better friends to him?
Yeah.
And he's not here to answer that.
This is
so that's what's supposed to be funny about that. Anyway, and finally, our last storyline of the match is this. Does any LAFC fan care about San Jose? San Jose hates LAFC. Carson hates San Jose. San Jose and LAFC hate Carson. But I really, truly don't believe any LAFC fan hates San Jose. San Jose is close to San Francisco, but the hatred of the Niners or the Giants feels much larger because those are fully San Fran teams. San Jose is like sweet families and nice trees. I have heard from people that San Jose hate is strong from hockey fans because of the Sharks. But honestly, I only know one West Coast hockey fan, and he's a weirdo. Vince, do you think this is a real rivalry? How do we match up?
Let's take the first question. No, I still don't think it's a real rivalry. It's definitely somewhat fabricated by the good people at Heineken. Although if they sponsor us, we will definitely say it's Heineken Rivalry Week, which is hard to say. It's like change the name. Heineken Rivalry Week.
Rural juror.
Yeah, you really can't do it. But here's why I know. There's a person on this show that it's scientifically proven is the absolute average LAFC fan. He knows no more or no less than the bang-on average LAFC fan, and his name is Darren Miller. He's the king of the casuals, and if the guy in the dead middle, again, he doesn't know the very least about LAFC, also doesn't know the very most, but he's right in the middle, can only name one player from a supposed rival, then right there you have your answer. We are not a rivalry with San Jose. If Darren could name 6 players from San Jose, then I would say maybe we're teetering into rivalry territory, but he can't even you can't even muster up knowing their names, let alone positions or how well they're playing or how much you hate them. You can't even think of their names.
Yeah, I truly do not care.
Let's move on to the other question. San Jose. I think San Jose, we always match up well against San Jose from top to bottom, and we should always do well against them, but they're just a wild card. Like, that's the thing. We went to San Jose to play at Levi's Stadium, and like, they didn't even play that well, but somehow they really put it on LAFC. Like, that's probably LAFC's worst performance of the year. And
maybe they are best.
Yeah, and maybe they're best because, to your point, since then, they're winless in their last 5. They've given up 4 goals or more in 3 of those 5. And they literally, and this week, and, obviously, I don't know if they have a midweek game, but regardless, this past weekend against Cincinnati, they were winning 2-1 and then gave up a hat trick to Kubo, who just substituted into the game in the final 12 minutes of the game. So 2-1 up, 12 minutes to go, Darren. All they need to do is hold out for 12 minutes, maybe
Get a
even
hat
get a
trick in the
tie.
last 12 minutes?
Yeah. And you're at home. So, like, holding out 2-1 at home should be pretty easy. Like, you really need this because you haven't won in the last 4 games. And then the guy comes out and he drops a hat trick on you, just dunks on you. And yes, Cincinnati's a good team, but come on.
They would have lost after 2 goals in the last 12 minutes, which also would have been pretty fucked up.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, just like last time, it'll be on us if we blow it.
Yeah, pretty much. If it's going to be the LAFC of what they've been at home this season, which has been nothing short of great, they're undefeated at home, and especially during this stretch when they don't get scored on, like the shutout streak is broken, but not the home shutout streak, Darren. They're still doing pretty good at home, shutting opponents out. So if they play like they have played at home, and the exact opposite of how they played in San Jose at Levi's Stadium, they will be fine.
We make our beds at home. Than fine. We have full turn down service. We keep the sheets clean.
Exactly.
All right. Darren, say 3 true and nice compliments about Travis.
We don't have that kind of time.
We're really running behind here. Yeah. We went long. There was that whole block. I mean, it's Travis.
Really we actually cut out a lot of other good stuff. Like, even just to say this and say that we can't do this right now, we had to cut out other stuff.
Yeah. Unfortunately, we're out of time. So sorry.
Yeah. Maybe next time.
Yeah, those are our storylines for this week's matchups. When we come back, we're going to play a game about Austin. And we're back. We're facing Austin on Wednesday, which is as good a time as any to pick a bone with them about their catchphrase, "Keep Austin Weird." For years, people have referred to this slogan to explain Austin as some kind of special, cool counterculture haven, which maybe it used to be, or maybe it still is, or maybe it's not at all. After more than 20 years since the phrase was first coined, we're skeptical enough to find out which it is, or at least we're committed to seeing every opponent's city from the worst angle possible, and no city is safe, even if you've partied there a few times and it's actually pretty fun, in a game we're calling Keep Austin Corporate. That's right.
Yeah, there you go. I need that.
All right. Before we zoom into Austin, Keep Austin Weird was co-opted by several other cities, which you might be aware of. Which of the following is not a real slogan? A, Keep Portland Weird. B, Keep Louisville Weird. C, Keep Asheville Weird. D, Keep Indianapolis Weird. Or E, Keep Santa Cruz Weird.
Indianapolis is like the conference capital of the world, right? They're like, no, we're not that weird. Please bring your conference here. We'll make you feel comfortable while you're away from your family on a road trip when you're like, maybe I want to drink a little more than I should. No, don't do that, sir.
That is correct. We're not that weird is a really funny slogan. They're actually, though, their slogan is Keep Indy. So,
oh God,
still not quite.
They're like, think about it.
Add think about it to the slogan. Okay, true or too on the nose to be true. The phrase itself, Keep Austin Weird, was started by a librarian used to promote local culture and save small businesses from closing until it was caught up in a trademark dispute after a corporation bought the trademark to use it on t-shirts, hats, and bumper stickers.
Oh, that's true. That's true, right? Like, come on, that's and how's there not a movie? How's there not like a Disney movie made about it yet too? Just to really rub it in.
It really feels like I read this and I was like, did nobody stop at any point and think like, hey guys, let's look in the mirror a little bit.
No, and then someone comes in and they go, let's do this. It's a cute story. It's kind of like quirky. And so who were you thinking for the librarian? They're like, I don't know, like Margot Robbie. They're like, because the librarians in Austin are
one of the biggest successes. I'll say this: one of the biggest success stories of the slogan was when a local bookstore used the slogan to rally around and the local community rallied around the local bookstore, and they stopped Barnes and Noble from coming in and opening a store next door, which sounds exactly like the plot of You've Got Mail. I don't know if it was based on that exact story, but that is the movie.
Wow.
So, anyway,
art imitates life sometimes, you know?
Yeah. Maybe it just is that story. I don't know. According to the Visit Austin website, Austin's South Congress Avenue, known as SoCo, quote, oozes homespun character and boasts the story of Austin's yesteryear in its boutiques, galleries, eateries, and music venues, including A. Hermes, B. Lululemon, C. Soho House, D. Nike, E. All of the above, or F. None of the above.
It's all of the above.
That's correct.
Those are so those each of those you could easily argue if someone says like, yeah, I went there, they're like, oh yeah, that's pretty cool, or super douchey. And that is Austin. Like it's both things at once. I think that's where the weirdness. It's the confluence of both things at once. Because like, look, so Nike makes some cool shoes, but also Nike kind of sucks. And
The sad
the
truth of
fact,
it is, it's both things at once because we've experienced the takeover that is the slogan losing in its
yeah,
battle to genuinely keep Austin weird, which it seems from what I've done in this research project I just embarked on, it seems like there was a time when it was genuine
yeah.
and right. Okay, which of the following not weird at all entities have their headquarters in Austin? A. Whole Foods, B. Tesla, C. Dell, D. Oracle, E. The IRS, or F. All of the above.
Is it now all of the above? Like Dell,
Is that your answer?
yes, I'm gonna go all of the above. I did
That
the
is
tax
correct.
havens. They're just it's too good.
That's what it is. Yeah. All right. According to a 2023 report, Austin is in the top 5 fastest growing U.S. cities for millionaires. Which of these weird, hip, indie, counterculture, cool hipster cities made number 1 on the list? A. West Palm Beach, Florida. B. Scottsdale, Arizona. C. Miami, Florida. D. Greenwich, Connecticut. Or E. It's fucking Austin.
Is this a wait? Is this a trap? Ah,
I
I
don't
generally
know.
I when you leave it so emphatic like that, and the way this game's been going, I'm gonna go with it's Austin.
That's right. It's fucking Austin. Number 1. Where does Austin rank on the list of cities with the most billionaire residents? And how many are there? A, it's number 5 on the list with 14 billionaires. B, it's number 10 on the list with 10 billionaires. C, it's number 17 on the list with 4 billionaires. Or D, it's not on the list and there are 2 billionaires.
Ooh, this is a tough one because so this one is not really like a. I mean, any billionaires is kind of a big deal in a city, and this isn't really a judgment one. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go. 10. Well, B was B 10 10th.
B was 10th on the list with 10 billionaires.
Okay, B.
Vince,
Oh,
you're
I'm
undefeated.
killing it. I'm killing it.
That's correct. Do you want to name? I did
Name the
write down
billionaires.
who
There's
these
no
are.
chance.
Do you want to try to name some of the billionaires or the cities that are above Austin on the list?
Uh, I mean, cities
These are
probably.
bonus points.
Yeah, yeah. Um, I mean, there's got to be more billionaires in Los Angeles, right?
That is correct. Los Angeles is number 3.
Yeah, and half of them are part of the LAFC ownership group. Am I correct? Ooh,
Yeah, how many billion? A good place to start with billionaires in a city is
yeah,
any professional sports team ownership group.
yeah. I think that's all the
Uh,
bonus points I need. I scored a big one there.
yeah, I think that's true. Okay. We're going to play good weird, bad weird, or not weird. For each of the following, give your genuine opinion of the options, and we will see how
Oh
Austin
no.
scores.
Okay.
1. So this is technically subjective, but
Okay.
you can tell what's real.
I know. I feel there's
1.
a lot of pressure.
These are like things about Austin. So 1,
Okay.
chicken shit bingo. You win a cash prize if a chicken shits on the number on your ticket.
Bad weird. That's what.
Okay, 0 for 1. 2, Cathedral of Junk. It's a local man's incredibly elaborate yard art.
Oh,
Good
I'm down for
weird,
that.
bad weird, or not weird.
Good weird. Yeah.
Okay, they've got 1. 3, a whole shit ton of local live music.
Oh, clearly what I did this weekend. Good weird.
All right, we got 2 points for Austin. 4, South by Southwest, a festival for music, film, and tech, the industry destroying music and film.
Yeah, I'm gonna say like Austin. This is now bad weird. It was good weird. I don't know. You know what? This is a chicken and an egg, Darren. Did South by Southwest ruin Austin, or did Austin ruin South by Southwest? I
That's
don't
true.
know.
Either way, it's bad weird.
Yeah, either way, it's bad weird.
All right, number 5, Rainy Street, old homes converted into bars.
That's good weird. Who
Yeah,
doesn't like
okay.
a good drink at
6,
home?
6, breakfast tacos.
I like breakfast tacos. I know I might be not allowed at the stadium. You know what? Actually, I think it's not weird because honestly, I did not know that breakfast tacos were such an Austin thing until I got to Austin, which is so classic Austin.
Me
Like, guess
too.
what? We have
That happened
tacos
to me
that we eat
too.
for breakfast, and I'm like, oh,
It's
that's
like, doesn't
cool.
everybody?
Like tacos. I do that myself. I'm just like a white guy. I do that at home. So that's pretty cool. And they're like, no, but ours are really good. I'm like, okay. And I had them, and
Okay.
they're good. I don't know. I think maybe just not. It's not weird.
Yeah. Okay. Not weird. So that's a push. And finally, turtle racing.
Oh, that's just cruel.
Oh, I
That's
think we're looking
bad
at bad
weird.
weird.
Yeah, that's bad weird. I'm more of
Uh,
a wiener
I
dog
don't know
racing
how.
guy. You
Yeah,
know,
I don't know how Austin wins that little mini game,
I
but
think it came out like a push.
it did not get more than half. It got less than
Yeah,
half.
yeah, it came out
Okay,
without a push.
this is the final and most elaborate question. You're
Okay,
stranded on a desert island with Austinites. I'm not sure if that's what they're called. I think so. Austinites.
just
You pick one. Yeah.
it's Joe Rogan. Just say it's Joe Rogan.
You must pick one from each set of the options below. First is
Okay.
actually cool Austin filmmakers. You've got Robert Rodriguez, Richard Linklater, Tobe Hooper, David Gordon Green, or Terrence Malick.
Uh,
Pick one.
I l- I love Robert Rodriguez because I like the kind of modern retelling of westerns, so I'm a sucker for that. So Robert Rodriguez.
Great. Robert Rodriguez, he's there on the island with you. Actually cool Austin musicians. Gary Clark Jr., Daniel Johnston, Janis Joplin, Shaky Graves, Spoon, Stevie Ray Vaughan, or Willie Nelson.
Oh, that's so hard. This is going to be the hardest question.
Mm-hmm.
But
No, it's not, first of all.
what do you mean?
Not
Are you,
it's the hardest in a good way.
okay. Um,
This is all
I,
just to brace you for the next
oh,
one.
I thought you were going to say by far and away the answer is what I'm going to say. It's Willie Nelson because if you're on a desert island with someone, you're going to have a lot of time to kill. And if anyone has more
And
stories than Willie Nelson, I would like to meet them. Plus, he smokes a lot of weed, and I'm sure
that's right.
he's even if he washes up on a desert island, he's gonna have some on
He's gonna have some. Yeah.
him.
All right, and finally, the last member of your crew.
Oh no!
Pick one toxic Austinite. Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, Joe Lonsdale, who, for those who don't know, is the controversial co-founder of Controversial Palantir with other controversial co-founders like Peter Thiel,
Oh.
Alex Jones, or a nice throwback, Tucker Max.
Tucker. Oh no, Tucker Max. That's.
That guy is not dead yet.
Oh, remember they make didn't they make a movie out of like his?
Oh, they did.
Oh God, it was probably so bad. This is so hard, but I guess the answer is, and I alluded to it, it's probably Joe Rogan because for as horrible as he can be, like he's not really doing anything that bad. I mean, we could go into how much you would not want to platform some of the people he does, but like at the end of the day, you don't have to listen. So
Yeah, this is the list where he doesn't look as toxic as some of these other
right.
people. I think
I
you're
will
right.
say all of those people have probably been on his show though. Which is
That's it.
probably
You know what? That is essentially the rub there.
yeah.
It is like, yes, these people might be on his show, but he is not these people.
Yeah. But
And that makes him a
ultimately
real winner.
and isn't it kind of fun to have somebody that believes a little bit too much in some conspiracy theories where you're just like you just say a couple words and they'll go off on something? Like do you have one of those friends, Darren, where like when you all get in a group and you're like, "Hey, you guys want to see something fun?" You're like,
Yeah, yeah.
you know when Neil Armstrong landed on the moon, and then you're like, watch my friend's gonna come in here in 2 seconds, and he's gonna go off for 3 hours, and like, and it's almost like clockwork. You're like, Neil Armstrong, and then it comes through, and you go, and now,
Yep.
that's fun to have one of those people around.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. And it's nice to put someone who's toxic in an environment that isn't like I don't know how much damage he can really do. I
Yeah,
think you can do mostly you're getting the good parts
yeah.
when you're putting in a controlled environment like stranded on a desert island. Great. Well, I don't know what we just determined about Austin, but I hope we beat them. That is the game.
There we
When
go.
we come back, we're gonna make some bets. And we're back. Now it's time for a segment called Bet It and Forget
Bet it
It.
and forget it.
Every week, we end the show with a bet for this week's game. We make an outlandish prediction, something that almost definitely will not happen, but could. Each week, we all put up $5. If no one hits, the money rolls over to the next week, and eventually, by the time someone's weird prediction comes true, they might win a good chunk of change. None of our bets cashed last week, so our bet pool for this week is now $60. Travis's bet last week was that Tillman will return from international break and play and get a goal or assist.
He was close.
Tillman did come back from international break and did play, so it was looking good for him, but he did not come up with a goal or assist.
Yeah, he's close.
He was the closest of all of us, I believe. I had W. Martinez coming back for 10 real feel minutes, I'll call them.
Real feel minutes. I love those. And I had someone scoring their first MLS goal for LAFC, but instead it's just the guys that score all the goals for LAFC lately, which we're not too mad about, but I wasn't close.
And Ordaz did come in there, but he's had an MLS goal, I believe.
Yes, so that wouldn't help me. Yeah, to your point, and Dave Martinez already has one, but he was out. But Mueller was out, which would have helped me.
It ended up being the guys who would have helped you who were stuck on international break with like U23s and stuff, right?
Yeah, the guys. I mean, yeah, Omar Comas only really got in there, and then I just didn't really have a chance. I was you and
Has
I
Omar
both.
Scored?
No, assisted.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. Well, Travis did send in a prediction for this week. Should we start with his?
Yes.
Okay. Here's Travis.
Hi, everyone. It's Travis. I just wanted you to know, for the record, I could have made the recording, but Darren requested that we change the recording because he wanted to watch the Boston Celtics, the most hated team in Los Angeles, play basketball. So I could have been there, but my bet this week, I'm very confident in, besides the fact that I'm confident that the Boston Celtics are going to lose Game 5. The bet that I am very confident in is that Q, the mascot of the San Jose Earthquakes,
he can't even get to the park,
in some sort of controversy. Someone will throw something at Q. Oh wait, it's a home game? Fuck. Okay, on the fly, redoing it.
Oh boy.
New bet, and it's one I'm very confident in.
I'm
and
sure
it's
he's
this.
really confident.
The Falcon will be involved in some controversy.
Fuck you, Travis.
Okay. Just a reminder, I could have been there for the whole recording. Darren made it so that I could not, because he wanted to watch the Boston Celtics.
Well, that was Travis's prediction.
Never misses a chance.
It is LA. I do think I should be taking a certain amount of a beating for being a Celtics fan. But in any case, we're listening to that as I would guess Travis is, while we're recording, in the midst of losing a Tony. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, so someone else got the last laugh.
Whoever won the Tony got the last laugh. Or Travis, if I just guessed a shot in the dark, guessed wrong there. I have no clue who's going to win Tony or not. I know nothing about any of the nominees or who's likely to win.
I was going to say, real quick, do a second take where you congratulate Travis on winning it.
Yeah. Insult to injury, Travis is winning a Tony as we speak.
and we'll cut out one of these.
And we'll cut one of those. Great. All right, I have a prediction.
Okay.
And I have a few running predictions this season, and I've enjoyed that. And this one is not a new one for me. But my prediction is that by the end of the week, Kai Kamara will be in second place all time in the MLS for goals scored.
It would be about time.
And I really think it's important that we make... I think it's more outlandish now, given how on fire Bogusz and Bouanga are. I think that it's less likely that he's going to get minutes, but also it's more important that it happen while Landon Donovan is on TV in some form.
Oh, do you think they'll announce it to Landon? Be like, "Hey, did you know?" And he'll be like,
it might come up. I just think it's any situation where it's more likely that it will come up with him on TV and he has to address it in some way is worth putting a little bit of juice behind. So that's what I'm doing.
not to belittle your bet, I will say I have less confidence in it after hearing on the broadcast them say he's still been waiting a year to get this goal. I did not know that that's how long this has taken, and that worries me.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Mhm.
I want to see it happen for him because I do like Kai Kamara. He's a very
I
likable
love
guy.
him.
But
love him.
I will
But
just
yeah,
say,
they didn't get him from another team. He wasn't playing.
yeah, in full disclosure, when I heard that said, I just thought, oh shit, like that's not good. And so to piggyback off that,
Uh-huh.
my bet will be that no one from LAFC will score a goal not named Bogusz or Bawanga over the next
Oh
2 games.
boy.
They will
That's
continue.
I like that bet.
They will continue to be the
In
only
both
source for
games.
LAFC. Yeah, and
In both games.
and it doesn't matter. I mean, I'm not predicting whether they win games, but it's whatever goals are scored. Even if LAFC wins 10-0 in both games, it's all Bogusz and Bawanga. And if they lose 10-1 in both games, it's still Bogusz and Bawanga scoring those goals.
Wow. Okay. I look forward to Hollingshead's Seppi's header on this one.
Well, or York's coming through
Or
Kai
mine, of
Kamara,
course.
but
Yeah.
as we've alluded to, we've been waiting a long time for that.
Yeah, he's been waiting a while. And, he's gonna get it. He's gonna get it.
I want him to.
All right.
I will put that back out into the world. I want him to get it.
Of course. Yes. Well, that's our show. Our theme music is done by the insane team of James Valentine, Nate Walcott, and Louis Palmer. You can subscribe to our YouTube channel where all episodes and clips are available in video form at youtube.com/@HappyFootSadFoot. And you can review us on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. It really helps if you do. You can follow us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Threads. If you made it this far into the episode and you want to support us even more, chances are you're enjoying the show if you're still listening to us. I've been talking a lot. If you want to show your support, please consider becoming a friend of the foot at $5 a month at patreon.com/HappyFootSadFoot. Or you can pick up some Half-O Sappho inspired merch by going to happyfootsadfootpod.com. If you want to do both of those things, you should do the Patreon first because you get 15% off all merch and some merch that's patron only. But any support, whether it's putting in money or getting merch or just liking this video, really goes a long way to help the show growing and the community growing, which also makes the show better. Thanks again, and we'll see you at BMO, baby. I love you. Bye.
I'm still not doing it.
Vince. There's only 2 of us this time.
Oh, right.
Wait,
Travis.
something.
Wait,
Say
Travis.
something.
Travis won't hear this, right?
He's probably not going to listen to it.
Well, to everyone out there, but not Travis. I love you. Bye.
Oh!